What's really good, everybody? It's the Broadcast Boys podcast. We are back. It's about to go down today. We got a nice episode for you. I'm Deuce. That's Brody. Brody, say what up.
What up, y'all? Super Bowl week has just concluded. A thrilling game up until the last minute and a half. Referees always want to be the stars of the show, but we all know the real star was Rihanna, slightly. Thought she could have done better.
What you want her to do? She's pregnant.
I know, you got to take that out of consideration, because even when she's not pregnant, she doesn't move that much. She's not much of a dancer. She sounded amazing. Her lack of fear of heights was pretty incredible to see. I never would have been up that high, especially with another child in me. The real winner is A$AP Rocky.
Another win for Harlem. Stand up and applaud that young brother. And you saw how he was filming her throughout the entire time like a proud ass.
That was cute.
OD.
I don't understand people filming these things. It's all available.
He was a proud
No, I know,
boyfriend.
but it's just all available in the most high-quality footage that's going to look 1,000 times better than the camera. I just don't understand it.
You saw what Olivia Wilde said?
Did she make some sort of similar comment?
She
I hope
said-
I'm not in
she
her
said
boat.
If I didn't think A$AP was already hot, I definitely think he's hot now. And then people were trying to get at her like,
Oh,
"Yo,
right.
that's
Well,
Rihanna's
first of all-
man." Like that was, I'm sure that was attractive for a woman to see a man support their woman. It's attractive. It's an attractive quality in men, I imagine.
It's pretty much a bare minimum for a boyfriend. People are impressed by the bare minimum
Yeah,
these
but
days.
you know, these celebrities are supposed to be like mad cool, and my man was standing up there like my mom at every basketball game I ever played in.
He is the coolest dude, regardless, and he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Olivia Wilde, though, fuck out of here. I don't trust her. I feel like she breaks girl code all the time.
How you do that to Ted Lasso, bro? Jason Sudeikis, one of the nicest guys out there.
I mean, they did serve her divorce papers at her film premiere. Power move?
Petty.
I don't trust Olivia Wilde at all.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But she broken up with Harry Styles for good reason. I wonder who's next. It better not be A$AP. He taken.
Didn't Harry break up with her?
Probably. She deserves it. After
Who
that
knows?
performance in, what is that movie that I liked?
That I liked. I don't know.
Don't Worry, Darling.
Don't worry, darling, with Flo Pugh. Shout out Flo Pugh.
Oh, I do like her.
Yeah,
She's special.
Great. Yeah, she's great. She's really, really good. But yeah, no, I thought Rihanna's performance was fine, bro. I thought she was gonna do like a Rihanna over the years type of vibe. Start with Pon de Replay, mix in some Disturbia in there. You know what I mean? Umbrella, obviously, but you know, she gave us the hits. 12 absolute bangers.
She started with Bitch Better Have My Money, which is fine, but I thought she really missed the boat on not starting with Diamonds. It's the perfect Super Bowl song.
Well, yes, but she ended with Diamonds.
True. I mean, anytime you play Diamonds, it's good. But the epicness of being at midfield where they're about to win the Diamonds, this is a great start.
If I was Riri, if I was a bad gal, I would have started with Diamonds or Pon de Replay and ended with We Found Love. Because is there a better like get hype dance track in the world all time than We Found Love? Because that shit goes hard.
But where does Rihanna rank all time for the halftime performers for you?
All time?
Not that we even know the history
I mean,
of
I
the
don't know
performers.
all the time, but of late,
It's better than a lot of recent people.
I'm just saying, like, for me, like, you know, I like The Weeknd. Weeknd's cool. Who else was recent? Bruno Mars, cool. I like Beyonce a lot. Like, but Rihanna just has always been, like, one of my favorite women on the planet. I mean, she's a billionaire superstar, and she just seems like way more chill than people a quarter as famous as her.
She's very down to earth and very humble and extremely beautiful.
OD.
Yeah, her aura is incredible. With that said, I like Rihanna more than The Weeknd. Her music is definitely better, but to me, The Weeknd put on a better show. Super Bowl halftime is more about the choreography
Man,
and the
prosthetics.
showmanship and the pageantry, and he was in a funhouse going crazy.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars and Beyonce, their dancing was out of this world. Even Coldplay, they're soft, but they put on a show. A lot of colors in that stadium.
Coldplay got hits. We can't not Coldplay.
So for me, I'm looking for that dancing choreography. That's not Rihanna's forte. The set list was undeniably a 10 out of 10, but for halftime, I'm trying to see a little more. But keep in mind she was pregnant, okay? I don't think the show would have changed that much if she wasn't
I
pregnant.
think it would have changed a little bit, though.
You think so?
I think she would have moved around a little bit more, done some more crazy stuff, maybe kind of like really tried to flex, especially being out of the spotlight for as long as she has been, kind of coming through as like a thaw reminder, like, I'm still that bitch. You know what I mean? Respectfully, of course.
But that's the thing. I've done some research. 2016 VMAs, she performed where Drake tried to kiss her and she curved the shit out of him.
Yep.
And she did a similar performance. She doesn't move outside of her one-by-one box.
Yeah.
And that's the type of performer she is.
She's
She's
cool.
very.
She's cool.
The thing is, the Super Bowl performance was very low energy.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
for the
look.
Super Bowl, I'm trying to see a little more.
I think that's just her vibe, though. Like, granted, she was pregnant, so I doubt she was off the loud, but typically she's off the loud.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So she's probably just super like relaxed and like, let me just sing and be hot and be cool and everyone wants to be me. And Fenty is $1 billion company, so who does she really have to impress?
Really love bringing up her net worth. I had no idea she was a billionaire.
She is a billionaire.
She Kylie?
She might be better than Kylie.
I mean, she's obviously better than Kylie.
She might be more rich than Kylie.
I would hope so. God damn.
Why
She
are we
got more
saying it like
talent in her
that?
pinky.
Instead of
Kylie?
like Kylie, like Kyrie. Why are we saying it
I
like
don't
that?
know. I just like how that sounds. So I like that name, Kylie. Who else had better halftime performances, though? Not Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Definitely not.
Massive, massive pushback on our TikTok. Breaking down the Super Bowl halftime. They did not like we disrespected Tom Petty. I really don't know who he is.
I couldn't name a song.
I don't think he's alive, though. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. They're listening to some trash music in heaven, brother. Black Eyed Peas, I saw a clip on TikTok. That was the worst shit I've ever seen. Fergie has proven time and time again she cannot sing. How is she famous?
She could. Look, Fergie confuses me because there definitely was a point where she could sing.
There had to have
There,
been,
there,
right?
no, but like 100%. The 100%, there was a point where Fergie really could sing, had pipes, Big Girls Don't Cry, a bop to this day.
Or these people don't write their own music. Are they just looking for an image? Because what does it matter? They could adjust all the vocals in post.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that's one of my friends said that that Rihanna was more lip sync than anything throughout the entire.
A lot of people were
performance.
saying that she had a backing track. She wasn't lip syncing at all. You
I don't
could
think-
tell when she
I-
wasn't singing. There was a backing track, but she
Word.
had vocals.
That's
was no,
what I said.
There was no live music, but she was definitely singing.
Yeah, that's what I said. But then homie was like, "Oh, it's pre-recorded. They
Who?
recorded it in rehearsal." Da 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 da. One of my friends.
So be it. Hello.
Whatever it is, bro.
Also, you can't risk. There's so many technical difficulties at risk at the Super Bowl. I'm surprised we haven't seen some disaster happen before.
Did you see? There was a Twitter video. One of her dances in the marshmallow coat on, I think, like the second
I
level.
saw someone almost fell off.
Yeah, she almost fell off,
mean, that
or
was-
whoever it was. But
Go ahead.
yeah, they almost fell off. I saw it on Twitter. That must have been scary because that was like, someone on Twitter said it looked like a Super Smash Brothers stage, which I
did
thought
look
was
like a Super Smash
hilarious.
Brothers level.
But bro, when that person almost fell, that could have been like very, very tragic.
I mean, Rihanna could have fallen. I'm surprised
Bruh.
they didn't have a gate around. That was by far the best element of the whole halftime because that was some evil Knievel shit.
Because let me ask you a question: did you go see Kanye the St. Pablo tour back in the day?
I took you to a Kanye show, but I didn't go to
No,
a
that-
tour. I went to Governor's Island.
Okay, so you went to Gov. We went to Gov
Yeah.
Ball. We went to Gov Ball together.
I didn't go to the Garden.
That was the Yeezus tour.
Are you talking about the shit where he was ranting for 45 minutes on the stage?
Not even now. All I'm talking about is the floating stage.
Okay, yeah, I know
So
what you're
anyway,
talking
the
about.
floating stage that he was on, when he was on it, I bring it up because when he was on it, he was tethered. There was something in the middle of the stage that was hooked on, and then he had a rope tethered to him. So he was like running around the edges, but it made it so that he couldn't fall off. And I didn't see nothing like that on Rihanna. So one misstep, Shorty could have been gone.
It may have been a bigger stage than it looked, but regardless, that takes massive cojones. I'm not getting up there. I don't really like heights like that.
Yeah.
And she's singing, but Beyonce was singing her ass off and dancing her ass off. But again, that's really one of one. Who would you want to see most at the Super Bowl halftime show?
You see, I mean, the easy answer is Dre because I would know every song that he would do. But like, if we're talking about someone who's really gonna shut it down, like performance-wise,
But would Drake do it? Something's telling me he wouldn't even want to do it.
why wouldn't he want to do it?
He loves sports. He's too invested. He wants to watch the game and gamble.
I think that's precisely why he would definitely want to do it. He could be like involved in all the promo going into it.
He could
and-
bet on himself too. He could say, "What's my first song I'm coming out to?"
I'm sure,
And it would have
exactly.
to be-
the fix is in.
God's plan.
That's actually that's a good discussion. What would he start? What song would he start?
All right,
with?
so Drake is
I
the
would say
obvious,
Over.
but what's realistic? Over's a good one too.
I mean, Drake, I think is realistic.
Is he too much at the peak of his powers though? How often do you see someone at the absolute top performing? I feel like it would need to be a few years down the road.
Yeah.
But I could, with that said though, it's possible Taylor Swift.
T Swift is an easy one. I wouldn't give a fuck about that personally. Outside of her hits from 15, her first album, because she has some hits there.
Oh no, she's been had hits.
Nah, maybe I don't know. Maybe,
probably
Blank
just haven't been-
Space.
You
That's
just
a
probably
hit.
haven't been listening to the recent stuff. The recent stuff is fire. It's just
Is
more
it?
mellow. Yeah, it's
Oh,
so
okay.
good.
Wow, no
But-
disrespect, T Swift.
I think more people might tune into the Taylor Swift one than the Rihanna one. Oh, you're agreeing with me?
I was saying that she'd probably get a bigger audience.
That's what I was
Than
saying.
Rihanna.
Yeah.
I think
possible.
Taylor Swift is, cross genres and shit. The whole country side of her, what she does.
What'd you think of the game though?
I mean, gameplay wise, I thought it was very exciting. I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the first Super Bowl in recent memory where I saw it was really like a back and forth touchdown for touchdown type of thing.
This is the best one in a few years because last year was Rams, Bengals. That was boring. Chiefs, 49ers was boring. Tampa Bay Chiefs was also boring.
Yeah.
The other Eagles just play a good brand of football no matter what. And the other Super
Yeah.
Bowl with the Patriots, that shit was box office. This was good too. Something was missing with the team.
Jalen Hurts impressed me. OD.
If he only just didn't have that one ridiculous turnover. That was just a fluke though. If not for that, he's an absolute machine.
Bro,
It's
what
ridiculous.
What he did was nuts, man. He had 3 rushing touchdowns. And then that one pass to A.J. Brown was fire.
I mean, he must have hurt his shoulder because he only threw the ball 10 yards at the end of the game.
I feel like there isn't a player that was on that field last night that didn't have at least 1 or 2 injuries. Like, everyone who was on that field was hurt in some way, shape, or form. So that's why the NFL, man, they forever got my respect. While I don't like obsess over the sport like some people, I do think like they, as athletes, should be applauded more.
I mean, Travis Kelsey looked pretty healthy. I feel like after week 1, everyone's playing injured the entire rest of the season.
Hell yeah.
But watching Travis Kelsey play, in my head, I'm like, there are 100 bench players in the NBA that could do this shit.
Yeah.
Like, would Kyle O'Quinn not be a good tight end? And I'm talking like bottom barrel to start. I swear there are a lot of NBA players that could do that, but I'm probably wrong because he's proven to be a genius. He's always wide open. It just makes no sense to me how he's always wide open.
You drop Kyle O'Quinn.
It could be a good tight end. I'm just trying to think of someone that's big, maybe not kind of an NBA scrub that could be a beast in the NFL.
NBA scrub.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the easy one is LeBron because LeBron could have played tight end.
Yeah, he could have played wide receiver or tight end.
But another like bottom of the barrel guy who would be good at that.
What-
I mean, Desmond Bain is not bottom of the barrel, but he looks like a football player.
He does, but I'm thinking someone.
And Grant Williams on the Celtics too.
Grant Williams could be good. Who's stopping Mason Plumlee at the 1 yard line on a fade? He's 6'10" and can have a 40-inch vertical.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go for his legs, but ain't that pass interference?
So it's like one of them things, and I feel like football players are going to come for us in the comments for this, but it's one of them things where I feel like NBA players could probably play NFL football, but NFL players can't play NBA basketball.
Well, it's just more skilled of a sport to play basketball.
Yeah.
Football is very specialized.
Right. Because in football, you got to be good at one thing,
Yeah.
for the most part. You got to be good at one thing. Basketball, you got to be good at pretty much everything.
I mean, there are freaks. There's so many freaks in the NBA. I could not see the reverse, though. Like Jason Kelsey trying to line up for the Knicks is not happening.
No.
Travis Kelsey, though.
Now, there are some NFL players I think would be good basketball players.
Yeah, who
I
won
mean,
the Knicks?
T.O. was back in the day, like he showed that he could hoop a little bit.
A little bit. And so, ooh, damn, I need to make a TikTok on the worst celebrity game all-star appearances.
Oh, yeah, what you waiting for, Bite? That's supposed to have been made.
Branded content. That's what I've been waiting for. I need to highlight the dynamic backcourt duo of Nelly and Tim McGraw.
Yeah, nah,
Might
they
have
went
mentioned that last
crazy. They
week.
went crazy on the court and over again.
That's a crazy promo. Pick and roll to promote your new single.
Unbelievable.
I wonder who's going to win MVP this year. Maybe my man Jesser.
Over the Celebrity All-Star game?
I feel like Jesser's way too nice of a guy to go for the MVP. Like, you've got to be kind of super cocky. Like, Quavo, he don't give a shit about anybody else.
You also got to get the minutes, though. You know what I
You're gonna
mean?
get the minutes?
Well, I'm just saying, like, of shout out to my man Jesser, but like of all the people that are participating, I have to imagine that more people are gonna know who they are more than him.
Yes, definitely the people watching at home. But for the
Right.
kiddies,
But for the kiddies, yeah, he'd be great. But if Jesser, I imagine, is not gonna get enough minutes, like he'll come out there, he'll probably get a solid 8 points. But if he played a significant chunk of time, yeah, he could win MVP.
if he had that cocky mentality like Quavo, where he's just shooting everything, he could do it. But that's not in his DNA.
Yeah, no,
He's too humble. He's too nice of a
yeah.
guy.
Jesser's really
He's
nice.
really the boy next door. That's his
Oh,
appeal.
Yeah.
Love the brother. Now, Jidal, on the other hand,
Oh, he's the evil. He's the evil one.
evil twin.
He's the evil
He could win
twin.
the celebrity dunk contest easy, though, if they lower it to 7 feet.
I hope Jesser does like show out for the YouTubers though, because we worked with him before, and he's a real solid dude. And the fact that he's in the game, salute, brother. That's big time for you.
No disrespect to Jesser, but I would like to see T-Jazz out there.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
only a matter of time, right?
Because T. Jazz will just like Jesser's a solid ball player, but T. Jazz will do some like cool
I
highlights.
also
stuff.
feel like he has more recognizability with that blonde, cup of noodles, golden locks.
yeah.
People know him for hitting crazy layups, so let's see it on the biggest stage
But
possible.
then again, Jesser spent most of last season or last playoffs going to a different game every day. Like
That's
so,
true.
like he was heavy involved with the NBA. So I don't know. We'll see. It's
he
really
was-
cool that he's involved in that though, for
he
sure.
was politicking.
And obviously, 5 to 10 years from now, we need to see Chris White. We need to see Chris White in the celebrity NBA All-Star Weekend Celebrity All-Star Game, just so he can get a technical foul. Be the first celebrity to get a technical foul.
Stephen A. Smith has had to have gotten a tech as a coach.
Yeah, he was a coach, though.
He had to. I wonder who. I don't even know.
I
the
think
coach.
Kevin Hart actually might got a technical foul.
When he got bopped by Monet Davis.
Yeah.
I'm done with Kevin Hart in the game. Let's get some new talent. I want to see The Rock in the game. He can definitely dunk like a bodybuilder. Those guys who
Oh
float
yeah,
off
like
the air.
Like what's homie
Bradley Martin?
Bradley Martin. Yeah.
Or Joey Swole.
Joey Swole. It's so funny seeing like OD Brolic dudes dunk a basketball because like
They float.
they float. It's like so easy for them, but you just look wow
They're so bad at basketball.
awkward.
They're too brolic to
Yeah,
play.
nah. You
Too
can't
brolic.
be. That's why I don't get Brolic, because I want to stay nice at basketball. So
That's a good point.
chess, not checkers. Stupid.
I mean, there are few NBA players who are super jacked and super skilled. I feel like if you're brolic, you're going to be more of just a power player, which makes sense. Like LeBron's one of the few. Desmond Bain is one of the few.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they're pretty lean, lithe, and ready to go.
Did you see the lineup for the 3-point shootout this weekend?
I did not. Riddle me that.
It's Dame Lillard, Jason Tatum, Kevin Herter, Lauri Markkanen, Anthony Simons, and I think there's another one in there, but those are the 5 people that I think have a chance to win it.
I'm gonna have to go with Lauri Markkanen. Hometown advantage.
Yeah.
You know, all white boys grew up with a bucket in their driveway, even though he's from Finland. I don't know if it's the same.
Yeah, nah, he might be from the gutter of Finland.
I really doubt it. If he came over to here, was like highly skilled at basketball, I assume he had to be
Man, you
decently
never
well
know.
off.
You don't know what the hell he been through. Don't judge him.
That's actually true. He's been on 3 teams already early. He's flourishing in Utah with the Mormons.
He really looks like a golden boy, though.
I love him. His hair is always like looks like he just got out the shower.
Yeah,
though.
every
It was
time, right?
really
He
weird.
always got the wet curls.
It was some move. I saw him pulling some moves on the Knicks. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Did you watch him?
Yeah, of
Did you
course.
see the step back he hit like late in the game? Like this shit is stupid.
He's good.
He's way
Bro,
better than
I
Porzingis.
thought he was really good his first year when he was on the Bulls.
He was good.
And then he kind of fell off at the Bulls and then fell off with the Cavs, and then he's back in the Jazz, and he's a starting all-star.
They put him at the small forward on the Cavs, right? That's a weird position fit for him.
They
He's
didn't
too
know what they were
big.
doing over there with him. But Lauri's a good choice, but I got my man Kevin Herter.
Ooh, I
Big
like.
Red out in Sacktown. The Sacramento Kings are looking all right this year.
Do you think Kevin Herter's lighting the beam after they light the beam?
Of course.
I would hope so.
He has to, right?
I never met a redhead that smoked. Right? I never have. I feel like the NBA should totally revamp the. They can keep their stuff, 3-point contest, dunk contest, but I want to see a 3-point shootout of the worst shooters in the league
That would be funny.
and shed some light on people that aren't so skilled but do the dirty work. So get like a Mitchell Robinson, a Dwight Howard, bring him back from Taiwan. Anyone, the worst shooters in the league, line them up because I feel like you would be very impressed with what they do.
It would be like all the centers and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then for skills, I guess they already incorporated big men. I would want to see a layup contest.
A layup, like jellies
Yeah.
and like finger rolls and
Yeah,
stuff
anything.
like that. I mean,
Yeah,
like
you
that,
could get
yeah, that would be cool.
a couple influencers off the street, get T Jazz.
Well, T Jazz would be in there. He would do some
I feel
wild
like
shit.
he could compete with an NBA player in a layup contest easily.
Probably.
I just don't know if he could hit when he needs to.
Remember
One
when-
time only.
Remember when they did Horse?
I like that.
They had Horse for a couple of years. Kevin Durant won it both years in a row, and then they stopped it for whatever reason. I think they did like a small version of it 2 years ago, and like Mike Conley won,
But they also did it outside.
which is cool. I thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
it was cool.
How many
I'm down?
Every game of Horse we ever played was outside, besides
Except we play here all the
except
time.
the,
We don't
when
come
we
here.
play in the office. But I'm just saying, like, I
You know,
thought that was really dope.
we'll
And
be-
like, if they brought that back, that would be cool.
Knockout would be kind of fun too.
Yeah, seeing that, put their NBA players. None of them were missing.
You got to back it up.
Or knockout from 3.
Knockout from 3.
Yeah,
They would
okay.
miss.
Yeah.
They got to gamify. They got to make it more relatable, like House of Highlights is doing with the Creator League.
But nobody's doing it like House of Highlights.
Not one person, not one league in the world. House of Highlights, Creator League has surpassed XFL officially.
I can get behind that.
Tristan Thompson is now an NBA analyst on TV, and he seems like the nicest guy ever.
Tristan Thompson.
So it's so funny that I mean, it's not funny at all. It's just interesting that he treated Chloe so horribly when he seems like just a nice, good old Canadian boy.
I mean, the thing is like, yeah, he treated her horribly. The thing about it, I think you can still be like a fairly nice guy and still just be like a scumbag with women.
Just addicted to cheating and having
Yeah,
sex.
you know what I mean? Because like I don't believe that, you know, if Tristan and Chloe were like hanging out one-on-one, that he's like an asshole to her. I imagine like they probably like are real
No, that's
fucking
why she always.
cute together and shit
That's
like
why
that.
she always goes back to him.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so you could be a good guy and then just go off on the side and still do your dirt. And that's what he does. He's probably a solid dude and nice enough and is able to like be friendly with people and stuff like that. But then, you know, once he gets on demon time, it's, you know, there's no stopping that brother.
Now he has even more eyeballs on him because no one was watching him play, and now you're forced to watch him as an analyst, and he's solid. I like what he's bringing.
It's crazy to me that he's not in the NBA anymore.
And the game has passed him.
I mean, yeah.
Anyone could use his, but he was watching. He was reacting to the trade deadline. I think Jay Crowder got traded to Milwaukee. He's like, this. He reminds me of me. Like you need someone like that to win. But he's also not wrong. He was
Not
really
wrong.
important to those
Tristan
teams.
Thompson won a championship, and he was important to those teams. But what bugs me out, and this is what I think about when I think about Tristan Thompson not being in the league and why it's kind of crazy. He was drafted a couple of picks after Kyrie.
That's true. But what do we say? The NBA goes in dog years.
But like Kyrie seems like he has like a whole ass career ahead of him, and Tristan Thompson's already out of the league. It's just bugged out to me.
Kyrie does all the skills that you're looking for in the modern NBA. Tristan does almost none of them.
Yeah,
Especially when he loses his athleticism a little bit here and there. But a beast rebounder in his day. Loki was shitting on the Warriors that series.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
in the least flashy way possible. But
Tristan
yes.
Thompson, I think he has a skill set that is helpful to a team, but maybe not anymore because I think like now you can't just be like a one-trick pony in the NBA. You got to be able to do other things.
I mean, the Knicks got a bunch of one-trick ponies.
Who?
Mitch.
Nah.
That's like the one
He
exception, though.
defends and he lobs.
He defend, rebound, and block.
and offensive rebound. He does more.
But he also
things.
doesn't play.
Yo, show some Lucas.
Hartenstein, though, that's a
Show
unicorn.
some respect to Mitchell Robinson.
Well, where has he been?
Hurt.
Hartenstein, that's a unicorn. He plays 20 minutes every fourth quarter and overtime. They don't take him out the game.
No, I like Hartenstein. I think he's cool. I think he makes some boneheaded plays from time to time, but I think he's cool.
I like the Josh Hart acquisition, too. That's a perfect New York Knick. That's exactly what we
Ooh,
need.
that's
Someone that
what I was
actually
gonna ask
plays
you.
defense and tries. That's really all we're looking for.
That's why I was going to ask you for quick school ratings, A through F, on some of these little moves.
Little, what about the big moves?
I got little moves. I got big moves. I'm just going to
Well,
give
first, let me start by saying this. The NBA has become such a circus that I'm totally numb to any of these blockbuster trades. In the past, a few years ago, if Kevin Durant got traded, it would have been a massive deal. I saw the notification on my phone and just kept it moving. Does it not hit the same?
Well, that's because the circus in Brooklyn has been going crazy for all this time.
And
Like,
that's a trade that they projected months ago. They're
Yeah.
almost exactly player for player.
I mean, once we knew. All right, so I'll put it to you this way, and maybe you correct me if I'm wrong. I was shocked when I heard that Kyrie requested another trade. Were you?
Shocked? No, not at all. I'm just
Well,
like,
no,
this guy-
didn't you feel like it came out of nowhere? Like the Nets were playing
it
really
was
well.
pretty rushed, but I'm not surprised by anything he does.
Anyway, I only say that to say is that once, even if there was like a little bit of shock when Kyrie was like, "I want out," when the Nets were playing so well, top 3 seed in the East or 4, whatever it was, and there was a little initial shock there. Once I saw that Kyrie was out, nothing surprised me in terms of whatever moves they made after that. DK, they were gonna build around KD, but then they traded him a couple weeks, like a week later or whatever it was. I knew that was gonna happen, but give me these ratings.
Okay,
though.
go ahead.
I'm gonna start with the big one. KD to the Suns. What do you rate that for the Suns?
B. Because
Okay, explain why it's a B.
just because I don't think they're going to win the championship, and that's the only reason you make the trade, right? And then they're going to be fucked for the future. Those are mad good swing players they gave up, and they should have won with that team already, up 2-0. Sorry you got 2 choke artists on your team. Plus, a B is not a bad grade.
It's not a bad grade. I lived most of my life on B's.
B is solid.
B is
All you got to do is
definitely solid.
pass.
No, I feel you on that. I do think it's a championship or bust move, and if they don't win the chip, then yeah, it's a failure.
I actually kind of do think they might win.
I mean,
They should be favored, but I think something will happen along the way.
I think
Chris
with
Paul
the
can't
team
play
that
the
they
whole
got-
postseason.
with the team that they got, I think that there's no reason why they aren't in the Western Conference Finals at the very least.
I randomly still fuck with Denver over them just because they've been playing together as a unit the whole season.
Yeah, but how many times have they smoked it?
I've literally never watched Denver play this season.
They smoke it in every playoffs. They've been good the last 3 years. They smoke it every year.
Is Jamal Murray playing?
Well, Jamal Murray was playing in the bubble.
I mean, the Suns have a decent shot, so I guess it's not that bad of a trade. But who knows? That's why I think it's a B still, because you got to balance out the potential of them winning with sacrificing their entire future.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The West is still really difficult. Like that move definitely put them way higher on that rank than I initially thought they were going to be. But at the end of the day, they got a lot of teams to go through.
I mean, Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, those are the exact type of players you want.
Yeah,
It's like a way worse Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, but they're both swingmen that could do a lot of stuff and defend.
That's why I like it for the Nets. So that's why I was gonna say, like, what do you rate that for the Nets and what they got in return?
A B. Because you can't give up a B. You can't give up the best player in the world for scrubs. No, maybe a B plus.
Okay,
A B plus because they
Okay.
got a good return, but at the end of the day, they fucked up everything they were going for with that big 3. So I'll give them a B plus because they got a good return. Better than
agree.
what I would have thought.
I agree. I'm giving the Nets a B plus because they did the best that they could with a shitty situation. They got some nice pieces in there. They got some picks. I think they're gonna be all right. It's New York City on this. I mean, it's New York Knicks on this side. But
But they become a lot more respectable and
Yeah.
rootable because they're just a young team. When they had D'Lo, Karras, that was a very likable team.
Word.
They never should have broken it up. That was a real New York team too. That's why I like them.
yeah, they were great then, and I think they're getting back to that now.
And their bench was crazy.
And Spence is back.
When they
Yeah,
they had the best celebrations.
yeah. And Spencer Dinwiddie is back, and he is a bucket. And
They
we
fell
love
off
Spence.
when Jared Dudley left. You need a good veteran.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Kyrie to the Mavs.
For who?
For the Mavs.
A D?
Ooh, that's kind of
Why
low.
would you
okay.
ever want this man? He's never going to do anything without LeBron. Him and Luka are fairly redundant. They both can't play defense. I guess I do know why you want him. You want to sell tickets. Good for you, Mark Cuban, but how rich are you anyway? What difference does it make?
Well, I mean,
They're not going to win. Bottom line, they're not going to win, and they also sacrifice some good players.
So look, I don't think, contrary to what you just said, I don't think that Mark Cuban necessarily makes moves for ticket sales. Maybe he does to a certain extent.
He wants stars though.
But I just know that Mark Cuban loves a good star, like star player, bro. He'll like go and get a star player no matter what. And also there was pressure to put a star around Luka. Like Luka is what, year 4, year 5 max, and then like he's already like a top 3 player in the league, like if not the best player in the league.
But that's the thing. Should they have built a team exclusively for Luka with random role players all around him like they were in the direction of, or get another star who's clearly difficult to play with?
What I saw Mark Cuban said was that, and this makes sense. He said, now we have the best backcourt in the league. We have the best 1-2 punch point guard, shooting guard, backcourt in the league now, and that is going to be difficult for people to defend. And I think that with those two, and if they can attract a third star to come in there next year, if they convince Kyrie to stay, then yes, I think that this is definitely worth it for the Mavs in terms of, and also Kyrie has proven to be able to attract stars. You know what I mean? Like stars want to play with him.
God knows why. I have no
Stars
clue
want
why.
to play with him for the reason of his talent and how fucking good he is at basketball. But you know, we'll see how it shakes up. So I'm giving the move for the Mavs a C+, B- max, because it's gonna like it makes them a little bit better. But we have no fucking idea how Kyrie's going to feel a month from now.
It's not changing the trajectory of their team this season whatsoever.
Yeah.
If anything, next year down the road.
Now, the Lakers, we don't need to go into how it all happened because it gets too complicated. Trading Russ, Pat Bev, and Thomas Bryant for D'Lo, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, and Mo Bamba.
It looks good on paper, but I feel like LeBron's teams are always making these sort of acquisitions, and just because LeBron is on the team, they look a lot better. Remember when they had all those guys in Cleveland? Jay Crowder, Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade. They really didn't do shit. So while they are talented players, I feel like they're just going to be stuck in their little roles. It's a slight upgrade. I really don't think it's anything major whatsoever.
Let me explain to you the difference with that. All the guys you listed that joined LeBron in Cleveland, these were all veterans over the hill, past their prime guys. That joined LeBron. D'Lo, Vanderbilt, Beasley, and Bamba, I think that's like a median age of what, 24 or something like that. So like between the four of them, they got much younger, they got much more skilled, they got way better shooting. With Bamba and Vanderbilt, way better defense on the inside to help out when AD is inevitably hurt. You know what I mean? So I would actually give this trade a B+, A-.
They didn't have to give up shit. And they got
Exactly.
D'Lo back, who doesn't play defense, but he's a solid scorer, and that's what they needed for a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just doubt that these players are going to come in and really have that much of an impact because they get the ball when LeBron wants them to get the ball.
I would say that they are far better today than they were a week ago as a team. Because they filled a lot of holes in that, bro. Because remember when me and Brody were at the first game of the season.
Okay.
We were at the first game of the season with the Lakers and the Warriors, I believe it was. The Warriors got their rings, and the Lakers showcased one of the worst fucking rosters I have ever seen assembled. Rob Pelinka, I don't know what the hell you were thinking, but hey, you redeemed yourself.
That was dark. They had a player on the team that was warming up on the bench. I said, there's no way you're getting in the game. Sit down. And he got in the game.
Yeah, and then he was
2
in the
minutes later,
game.
it was Matt Ryan. He worked at a graveyard and for Seamless, I believe.
Yeah,
in the last
DoorDash.
year.
It was DoorDash.
I hope he's still in the league because he could stroke that thing, cuzzo. But I feel like he might be waived.
Yeah, he's probably in the G League
He hit a game
somewhere.
winner, though, this year. Remember?
Maybe.
He did.
I don't know, but I think he's in the G League somewhere.
Second most talented Matt Ryan.
Mike Conley to the T-Wolves.
A D? He's been over the hill for years. I don't really understand.
Nah, Mike Conley's always been solid, man. You just haven't really noticed him because
It's not an upgrade. It's not really a downgrade. I guess it's an upgrade on the defensive end and a downgrade on offense.
You can say that it's a downgrade on offense, but just because like D'Lo is a better scorer doesn't mean that the offense isn't going to run better through Mike Conley.
True, they're reuniting Gobert and Conley, one of the best pick and roll duos in the last 20 years. I
Literally
forgot
one
about
season.
that. I mean, the Timberwolves, I don't know. Y'all are acquiring Gobert and Mike Conley. I would be extremely unexcited if I were y'all.
They got it. Well, I mean, what else are they going to do? Who's going to Minnesota? I'm sorry, Cat, to tell you, but who's going to Minnesota? They had to make trades like that in order to maximize Cat's prime.
Is he an all-star?
Carl Anthony
Yeah.
Towns? No, he was hurt. He's been hurt all year.
Oh, really? He hasn't played?
Not all year, but he played some, but he's been hurt.
Are they even good?
The West, I think, is like super solid from like 3 to 12. I think they all got more or less the same record.
The real winner here is Patrick Beverly. He's about to title chase with whatever team he wants to.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
The Knicks could use him.
What team needs someone who's just going to talk a lot and not do much on the court?
Would you rather the Knicks have Russell Westbrook or Patrick Beverly?
With our roster as current
Yeah.
as it is right now?
Do we have a backup point guard?
Quick.
Okay, then I don't think we need Westbrook at all.
We don't need. I don't think we need Westbrook, but I definitely don't need Patrick Beverly at
Yeah,
all.
but you could always use another defender. Does he even play
Is
defense?
he like a-
I have no idea. It doesn't matter. He's good at tricking people.
Patrick Beverly got to be good at defense because he's in the league.
Right
He's
now,
in the
he's
league,
not.
and he has a contract still. He's in his like mid to early 30s.
Yeah, he's been in the league
So
for
if
a
he
minute.
wasn't good at defense, he wouldn't be in the league. So
mean-
we'll see if he gets a team after this buyout. So I guess I'll say if I had to choose between the two, as with the Knicks roster as it's currently constructed, yeah, give me Pat Beverly because we can slide him in, give him some like spark plug minutes, and like have him just go off. And Russell Westbrook, we just don't have. I respect the brother too much to put him in a role that is beneath him.
Yeah, there's only one ball to go around. We don't even play D Rose.
Yeah,
The disrespect.
if we're not playing D Rose, we're not playing Russ.
Pat Beverly, kind of just what New York needs to get in that play-in spot race to get out of the play-in tournament.
Definitely
because right now
not
we're
what New York
destined for the
needs.
play-in,
Definitely
and
not.
we need to get out of that play-in because I do think we'll be formidable if we go to that play-in game. That'll be the best moment of the season because they're going to make the They're going to make the playoffs,
I fucking hope so.
and then after that, it could be like a little Minnesota situation.
All right. Speaking of the Knicks, Josh Hart to the Knicks. A plus.
A plus. You got a Villanova teammate paired back with Jalen Brunson, someone that defends, has energy, could shoot the three. It's better than RJ Barrett, despite not having the accolades or the hype. It's just very obvious. A Knicks fan wouldn't want to say that, but it's pretty clear to me.
I don't want to say it, but I'll think it.
He could shoot better. He could defend better. I like Josh Hart a lot.
I love Josh Hart.
And what I
man.
like Thibodeau, even though he's out of his mind, he does not discriminate. Top pick or someone undrafted. If you play hard, you're going to play.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
play way too much, but you're going to play.
Yeah, shout out to Tiz for that. Like that's something about his coaching style that I appreciate. But he might not have it. So like
He needs to not be the coach for much longer.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah,
clear. He's a good one-season turnaround, boot camp kind of guy, and then we
Yeah.
need someone more advanced.
yeah, like he established like more or less kind of like a play hard, defensive minded like mentality in these guys. Now we need someone who can actually like X's and O's.
I want like
and
a
shit.
Joe. I want a Joe Mazzuzu type from Boston.
Give me Kenny Atkinson's, bro.
Ooh, Kenny Atkinson reminds me of a Premier League coach.
He's
He's
so
classy
good.
and he's a
I
genius.
want Kenny Atkinson so bad, and he deserves another shot in New York.
If we could recreate that Nets team with Kenny Atkinson, oh my God,
Don't get me started.
I would love that. But the Knicks season's been great so far for our standards. All you can hope for as a Knicks fan is someone that's going to put up a fight.
Yeah, I mean, we need people to play hard. That's all.
The
But
fact that Josh Hart is a podcast topic, sports really might be slowing down, fellas. I do like Josh Hart, though.
let me ask you a question: do you think that New York City is falling out of love with RJ Barrett?
I never think they were in love with him to begin with, at all. When you miss out on Zion Williamson and John Morant, he's a nice guy. I like him. I love him, but I'm not in love with him.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
it does make sense.
I mean, there's nothing to love about his game.
Right. So, okay. I say that to say, like, obviously, we're all, as a Knick fan base, butthurt that we didn't get Ja or Zion. And we got RJ. Now, he's kind of like that third guy that we're like, okay, we'll take him. You know what I mean? And he's played well, and he's a 20-point guy per night.
Barely.
He's really not that efficient. He was better on defense, and these days, I don't know, something happened. He fell off a little bit. Like, I'm just not really sure what happened or what's going on with him. But I do know that Knick fans were certainly very much behind him. They wanted him to be great. Knick fans, more than any other player that we've drafted in a long time, they wanted RJ to be it. And for moments, it seems like he could be. But lately, bro, and I'm someone who really, like, I will shoot bail for RJ or any Knick for that matter. But I just can't, bro. Like, sometimes I just watch the shit that he does, and it's so ugly. And, like, he's so ice cold for, like, such long stretches. And defensively, he just does some boneheaded shit. It's like, as much as I want to love you, bro, like, you need to take some sort of leap for me to have faith in you going forward, because it's starting to feel like the pieces around us or around the Knicks are, like, falling into place. We got a nice bench. We got some young guys. We got some picks. We got a nice point guard. We got an all-star forward. You know what I mean? We just traded for a nice swingman, whatever. It seems as though, like, that piece that RJ is supposed to be playing, I'm talking for a minute,
No, you're good.
but that piece that RJ is supposed to be playing, all I'll say about it is that it just very much seems like we can upgrade there. Like, if we would be a different team, and you can say this about any player, but I just feel like we would be a completely different team, way more of a threat if we just slid like Brandon Ingram in there instead of RJ, like how much better would we be?
I mean, yeah, but he's just way better than RJ Barrett.
Yeah,
though, so
I
it's
know.
not
I know.
fair.
I'm talking out of my ass, but I'm just saying, like,
What's
I
annoying
want
to
him to
me
be
is
better.
I've seen Drake's jump shot improve way more than RJ Barrett's jumper has improved over the past 3 years. They're both Canadian. They're both wealthy. They have access to the same trainers. Lethal shooter. You need to construct something with high stakes for RJ Barrett. If he misses a shot, it's a hoop / a guillotine. Something like that, because he needs the pressure on him. I mean, keep in mind that I can't do any basketball skills well, but the second I saw RJ Barrett, I'm like, this guy can't really dribble, he can't shoot, and he can't pass. So what do you really do in that situation? And he ain't Ja or Zion. Like, come on, man. He seems like a nice guy, but all Canadians are nice guys. Look at Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
And you're not that marketable.
I'm gonna like you go to that point where you could say all those things. I dial it back a little bit more than that because he could shoot, he can do all of those things, or else he wouldn't be in the NBA. He also puts up 20 points a game, which not a lot of people can do.
Someone has to.
What?
Someone has to.
No, there's plenty of people. He's still doing it with Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle on the team.
If he left the team, someone else would just do it.
I don't think that's true. Not 20, but anyway, I think that there is some upside to RJ Barrett, and I think he's year 4, and I want to see him take the leap, and I want to see him like really, really, really get there. It's just difficult for me, but I just try and remind myself. Because if you look back at the numbers, DeMar DeRozan,
oh God,
who people love DeMar DeRozan now, DeMar DeRozan had a very similar start to his career early on in Toronto, and then he kind of started to figure it out and became what seemed seemingly a perennial all-star.
DeMar's game was always smooth. You could always see the potential. His skills were crazy. His footwork, unstoppable, unflappable.
RJ ain't too smooth. I'll give you that.
DeRozan was a better prospect for sure coming out of college, even if he wasn't drafted as high.
I don't know if that's true.
DeRozan was nice.
I don't know. He's a top 3 pick. How is he a better draft prospect?
He shouldn't have been a top 3 pick.
Is
there someone that we should have taken over him?
You're just wrong on that.
I just don't know who was taken after him.
Oh, after RJ?
Yeah.
There's a few guys who have turned out to be better than him.
Hero?
That was taken after him.
I would still have RJ over
I'd still rather have RJ over Hero, respectfully. I mean, look.
If
it is what it is.
I feel like if people really wanted him, he would have been gone. I don't think the Raptors think he's as good as OG. Otherwise, we could have made that trade. I would have made that trade.
Yeah.
I like defense. I preach defense.
We probably should have just bounced him in the summertime for Donovan Mitchell. That's what we should have done. But
I know, but once again, the Jazz wanted to play us. I don't blame them.
Yeah, Danny Ainge, he got that Celtic green in him, so he's probably tight, not trying to fuck with the Knicks.
Whatever, let a little market thrive for once, even though they've been thriving way longer than us in Cleveland.
But it's February, bro. So it means it's the month of love.
And
Black History, although Black History should be all year.
It's the day
according to Morgan Freeman, should be all the time. But February is the month of love. We know that. So I wanted to play a little game if you're down.
Of course. I love, do I love love? I like love.
We're going to play a little overrated, underrated with history and pop culture's greatest couples.
Wait, are we
all
talking
time.
like Pocahontas and her man history-wise?
I got a list of them.
Okay.
We can expand on this if this is
name?
fun, but I got a list of couples that we can talk about.
Let's go.
So we're going to start with probably the oldest and most historic couple on this list,
George and Martha?
Romeo and Juliet.
Properly rated.
Properly rated.
Yeah,
okay,
properly.
why?
I mean, I feel like people respect the hell out of them. Didn't they die for love?
I think they're overrated.
It doesn't get any better than dying for love. It's Shakespeare. I'm biased towards Shakespeare. That's my great grandpa.
Okay, that's just a lie. But I would say overrated. Why would you say they're properly rated? They're literally teenage kids. You think their love is real? They're fucking 13 years old, 15 years old, whatever they are.
13.
They were young.
I think it's real because they died for love.
That's bullshit.
Also, their names are just so fire.
So let me ask you a question.
I don't really know the story.
So let me ask you.
I guess.
So Romeo and Juliet, essentially, I think the story pretty much was, it was two 15-year-olds from opposite sets that couldn't really be fucking with each other, that decided to fuck with each other. Basically, West Side Story.
West Side Story copied Romeo and Juliet.
Basically the same shit. Sharks and the Jets, right? And then basically at the end, I think they kill themselves for love. If we've heard about some high school kids somewhere in the Midwest somewhere who fell in love and then did a double suicide because they loved each other, how ridiculous would you think that is?
Not at all. It just also doesn't apply. These were different times, bro. And it's fiction. I respect, they're such icons. You can't say Romeo and Juliet are overrated. The two words together, it's too iconic for me.
They're children. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. Their parents should have fucking taken them out of school and taught them a little something.
But they're better than Adam and Eve. It's Leo. You know why I'm saying?
they're both
you know why I'm
overrated.
saying this? It's Leo DiCaprio. In my eyes, in my mind, is Leo DiCaprio is Romeo.
Oh, okay.
in the movie. So nothing he does is overrated.
And shout out Claire Danes.
That's the combo. She went to lab. She went to our high school.
Oh yeah,
So
shout out.
fuck
Claire
out of
Danes.
here.
We're gonna go, a little bit off track. We went from Romeo and Juliet. Now we're going to the, Romeo and Juliet 2023, Megan Fox MGK.
I feel like people don't like them though.
Well, I'm asking you.
So that's why I feel like they're properly rated because people hate on them all the time. They're like a goth, weird ass couple that go extra hard for no reason. And I believe they just broke up.
Yeah.
They did?
They did.
So I would say properly rated because people don't like them anyway.
Bro, I saw, so
Black tongue?
breaking news on the pod. Walking out of the plane from California, walking out of the plane in JFK, get off the plane, I'm walking. I see some tall, lanky doofus with bleach blonde hair.
Really?
And I'm like, who is that? I'm like, who is that? And I look over at him, and it's MGK.
You saw him?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me?
It's
a good sighting.
I guess I forgot. But yeah, I saw MGK in the airport, and he was standing there with a girl, who I assumed was Megan Fox.
Probably just identical.
But like she was bundled up.
Okay.
OD bundled up, hat, sunglasses, scarf, mask, whatever. And I look over at MGK. He notices that I notice him. I give him a little nod because I ain't gonna blow his shit up. Give him a little nod. He gives me a little nod. That's it. I move on. I'm assuming that's Megan Fox. But now I'm hearing about these cheating scandals, and that's why they're breaking up. That could have been anybody under there. That could have been the girl that Megan Fox found out about and broke up with him for.
You think you'd bring someone publicly to the airport though?
Maybe, but also why is MGK just like riding coach on a random ass JFK
Oh,
flight?
you might not. Got to save some money. He was flying coach.
I don't know if it was
No, it's
coach,
fine for- I mean,
but he was standing with everybody else and just like in the little pit.
The stars are just like us sometimes.
Guess.
You don't always have to fly private. It's a massive waste of money.
I mean,
She got money, though.
But to get back to what I was saying, I'm gonna go underrated for them just because when they were together, they looked like they just like properly complemented each other's like weird. Like they were both like weird hot, and they just worked. They worked well together.
I'll say either properly rated or overrated because he love bombed her. And I don't like love bombers.
What's a love bomb?
You never heard of a love bomb?
Explain.
It's like when you just come on really, really strong and show this girl so much love, and then it like quickly, like Cody, is a love bomber. And it quickly escalates into something dark.
Yeah. Okay. We don't.
You've seen more love bomb like on Are You the One, stuff like that.
Okay. Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Overrated because it's potentially fake. That's what I don't like.
How?
I just don't see it. I don't really see much chemistry.
How is it
there.
fake?
It just easily could be fake for Spider-Man promotion. I don't think it's out of the question that any of these are fake, except for Romeo and Juliet.
Is the word cynical?
I don't really see it. I don't see it at all.
I think that they are properly rated because I think Zendaya is absolutely fantastic in everything she does. I love Zendaya. Big Zendaya guy.
She is.
Here. Tom Holland seems solid as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And he's Spider-Man, so I can get down with that. And I don't know if you saw, did you see when they did their lip sync battle against each other?
No.
Okay.
On True TV?
Bro, it's just one of them viral clips that you
Okay.
definitely have seen before. She dressed up as Bruno Mars and like did a Bruno Mars track. He dressed up as Rihanna in the leather with the umbrella. He did the umbrella. You never seen that?
No.
Anyway, they did that together and like that was just fucking hilarious. And then them being together, I just think that they're cute.
They're cute. I'm just not 100% sold it's real. So I'm going properly to overrated again.
What do you think he's doing for her for Valentine's Day today?
Saving her from Doc Ock in the Empire State Building. I hope so.
Okay. That's good. I'm not even gonna go any further on that.
Used to be a scientist. Isn't that what it? Oh, no, I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
Used to be a scientist.
Okay, here we go. Brittany and Justin, specifically in their matching denim outfits.
Overrated again.
What?
I don't think they actually liked each other. I really don't. Not only that, I think it was extremely unhealthy. And part of the reason why Brittany fell off a cliff and why Justin lost all of his talent like Ben Simmons. I do think overrated. On paper, they look great together. But in reality, reality's not always what it seems. I feel like I'm nailing these.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of are. But you're giving like real answers.
So
like,
hate every I hate most couples,
yeah,
celebrity
yeah,
couples.
Well, it's February, so I wanted to show love. To these
Month of
guys.
love.
The month of love. But
Wait, what is it for you?
for those two, I was about to say, I think that they were specifically in those outfits underrated.
That's like the only outfits they're known for. So how is that underrated?
I think that they were under because it was that elite. For them to show up in an all denim outfit, matching couple status, probably the biggest couple on the planet at that time, to show up in an all denim outfit at the the VMAs or whatever the hell that they were at. Justin Timberlake with the cowboy hat and his little fuckboy curls back then. That was an elite moment in time, and it was just a very, very important pop culture moment. And I could give a fuck if they really liked each other or not. But as a power couple, I think that they hit it out the park.
I shouldn't be seeing more chemistry between Young Gravy and Addison Rae's mom, or Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie when they were talking about
hot and heavy,
entangling before the award show. Like, those are real feelings that you can't duplicate.
All right.
That was a little fucking.
But also,
that was a bubblegum situationship.
Was Billy Bob and Angelina not very weird and creepy though?
Yeah, but they loved each other.
Okay, I guess
They did. Also, they're both pretty damn hot.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I can't say any of these are underrated because everyone loves them, so it's properly rated. They're the GOAT celebrity couple of all time. I don't even know if it comes close. Maybe Bill and Hillary, because she rides for him, but they have to be the GOAT celebrity couple.
I think it's that. I mean, that's a no fucking brainer. Like, they're both probably billionaires. They both are top of their game. He's the best rapper. She's the best female artist. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe the best artist.
Maybe the best.
There might not be a
artist.
better performer than her besides Michael.
Yeah, well, Michael's gone. But yeah,
Properly rated. You can't say underrated because they're so heavily praised.
Yeah, no, they're not. That one is just a clear cut, properly rated. People, they recognize royalty when they see them, and that's what they.
I'm hoping what I think is coming next. It's a similar vibe.
Kimye?
No, go ahead, continue.
Kimye.
These are tough. Overrated because Kanye's just a piece of shit, and he would be horrible. He was potentially the worst possible husband you could ever envision for your daughter to have.
Yeah.
When he got
we're thinking about this completely different, but I love it.
when he got Kim the gift of her father as a hologram, it's like, Kim, you met the most amazing, most genius man in Kanye. Did you never see that video?
No, I never saw it.
It was a hologram of her dad, like with a voice generator, just praising Kanye.
That's ridiculous.
I'll say overrated though. Overrated.
I'm gonna say underrated.
I like Humphreys and Kim more.
I'm gonna say underrated just because it's one of them things. It's like it's gone now. It's done, right? But like when we look back and we think about like couples, especially because they have fucking 4 kids together, that I imagine one of them is gonna be really successful at something. I look back and I see Kanye, who at the time probably the biggest hip hop artist in the game, maybe the biggest artist in the game. Kim Kardashian, the biggest,
Whatever she is.
whatever the fuck she is, influencer in the game. Just 2 people that like everyone obsess over more than I would say Jay-Z and Beyonce,
Definitely.
right? So those 2 just coming together was such an iconic moment in pop culture because seemingly shouldn't have been a couple.
Clearly, evidence shows.
Yeah, right? And then they had 4 kids together. So, like, this is like an ongoing, despite the divorce and all the blow-ups and the skeet and all that other crazy shit that they've been going through, this is a never-ending story because of those 4 kids.
I can get behind you on the underrated. They were iconic, and for some reason, I don't know why, she definitely loved him.
Bound 2?
She definitely loves him. She's insane.
Definitely loved
but
him. I think he loved her.
No shit.
Not as much as he loved himself.
Who wouldn't?
Not as much as he
It's
loved himself,
Kim.
he loved her.
Kim is number 1.
Next,
I'm waiting for a very special couple. If it's not on here, I'll give it to you.
Ben Affleck and J-Lo. First time.
Oh, the first time. I can't do the first time. I'm going second time.
Okay, right now then.
Again, I already think I don't think anyone likes them as is. So I'm going overrated. That relationship, I've seen milk with longer expiration dates than Ben and Affleck. I copied that from Jax from Vanderpump Rules. I mean, that shit is bound to shut down in a matter of months. It's not going to last longer than a year. They both need time out of the spotlight. And he seems like a broken man. He's so hot and so sad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
I never know what's good with him. He seems like just constantly upset about something.
You see the clip of the Grammys?
Yeah, but why the fuck? I wouldn't have wanted to been there either.
Oh, he looked miserable to be there, as he should.
I think he's in the middle of shooting a movie.
That's going to be his life with her.
Well, yeah.
I don't think she's the nicest person or easiest to get along with. So I'm gonna go overrated.
It's
not a match. Whenever they broke up for a reason, that shit never works.
They're probably different people than they were 20 years ago.
I feel like they're both exactly the same.
I think she might be exactly the same.
She's definitely exactly. Well, what's changed with him? I guess maybe he's not as much of an alcoholic. He's trying to
Yeah,
change.
he's, like, sober.
He's struggling with it.
Clearly.
Clearly, going to the Grammys, can't drink anything. Overrated. They're not lasting long. And it's just massive diva. I like them trying to be humble at Dunkin' Donuts, but it ain't working. I see right through the bullshit.
Now,
I like that commercial, though.
I'm asking this one because Hogwarts Legacy just dropped. So, we're going to thruple. Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
Wait, they dated Hermione?
Well, Ron did.
Really?
But she was always flirting with Harry.
Ron and Hermione's a trash couple.
You think so?
I never knew they dated, just overrated.
They're overrated? You never knew they dated?
You could have Harry, and you going with Ron?
Now, I'm going to say this. Ron and Hermione, I like them together. They was cool or whatever, but the way that Hermione was leading Harry on all them times, I didn't like that. You know, using Harry to make Ron jealous, you know, because we know that was happening. And then Harry got the ultimate get back because after Ron took Hermione from him, he said, I bet, say less. I got your sister.
I mean, I guess I'm not as familiar with Harry Potter as I thought. I really don't know what you're talking about. But
These
you
are,
can't get...
no, these are legitimate. These are me. Like, I'm making this storyline.
I don't want my daughter dating a redhead. No offense. I would have my son date a redhead, but not the other way around. Does that make sense? Because I know Kinsey.
Sounds exclusive, bro.
It's bias. Listen, is that it, or do you have more?
Oh, yeah, there's one. Last one. And this is just the Obamas.
I'm vetoing this one and giving you Russell Wilson and Sierra.
Oh, you're vetoing the Obamas. Okay.
Everyone loves the Obamas.
That's what I'm saying.
Am I gonna come on underrated?
They're properly rated, if not underrated, because the Obamas are special.
Russell Wilson and Sierra. Sierra?
Sierra.
Sierra.
Yeah, Sierra. Russell Wilson and Sierra. I'm going to say, it depends on how I want to look at this. Let me say this first. Russell Wilson seems like a real good dude. Probably treats Sierra really, really well, and which is a huge change of pace for her after being with Future for all that time. So I say for Sierra, in terms of a partner for her, it's a good upgrade because she's finally treated well. But Russell Wilson is far too corny to have a woman like Sierra.
You don't know that, though, because she's a super Bible thumper, too.
Is she?
Yeah, of course. I
didn't
mean,
know
you
that.
can't be with Russell Wilson and not be a Bible
Yeah, I
thumper.
guess that's true.
But I feel like they're a couple that's extremely equally talented. Like, I feel like Sierra is just as good at music as Russell Wilson is at football. And they're both very beautiful. I've seen Sierra in person at the Denver Nuggets game, at the Denver Broncos game, and she's beautiful. Way more beautiful than him. I like the pair. She deserves it. You're dealing with Future. That's got to be really dark.
Well,
I couldn't think of a better stepdad for your little Future than Russell Wilson.
But who likes Russell Wilson?
No one on the team.
So if no one on the team
That's
likes
a
him,
good
how
point.
likable can this dude actually be?
It's a great question. Changing my answer. Keeping my answer.
I feel
Underrated.
like Future looks at that situation and probably just laughs to himself because of how corny he is. Like normally you'd be like, you feel a certain type of way about other dude raising your son, but I just feel like Future's probably I'm not stressed about this dude at all.
But you know who else is corny? It's Drake.
Well,
Nothing wrong with being corny.
Oh, and the ultimate couple of them all is Drake and every woman he's ever known. Because without those women, we wouldn't have the catalog that we have.
Drake never should have been with Drake and Rihanna overrated. That he's not cool. He's not cool enough for her. A$AP Rocky is effortlessly cool. Drake, you too Canadian. You couldn't handle all the attitude. He's too nice.
He's too
He's a
sad
nice
boy.
Jewish boy, bro. It's like the same shit as me dating Rihanna. It's not gonna happen.
It's
Sounds good.
It's far from the same thing.
Same exact
it's
thing.
far from the same
Drake
thing.
is more Jewish than me.
Doesn't matter. Drake is far cooler than you.
Oh, of course.
What do you mean?
Is there any ex he actually should have been with? Him and who did he date in Degrassi? Maddie or no?
Who?
Who did Drake date in Degrassi or no?
like
one?
his
Paige?
Well,
Drake and Paige.
Paige Michael Chuck?
That's the couple I think should have lasted.
No, I don't think that they were ever together on the show.
Did he ever have a girlfriend on the show?
Yeah, Ashley. The girl
Ashley,
Ashley, she went goth for a second.
No, they were meant to be. They could have had an Evanescence collab. Ashley and Drake. That's the one that got away. Or,
You ever seen the clip of Drake rapping in the wheelchair on that show?
of course.
Me and the mic, we coexist.
Wait, who'd he take? Webby? Nebby?
Who?
It's like, oh, nah, I'm in
Oh,
love
it's
with
09 in
Nebby.
your basement. I'm in love with Nebby.
That's the one that got away.
Oh, wow.
I like that song, and I like how he talked about her.
What
Very
about-
respectful.
Also, we cannot forget about Courtney from Hooters on Peachtree.
That's the one. No, that's not the one because that clearly was. If you're referring to her like as her job, then it probably was never meant to be. Broadcast Boys Podcast. Every week, here's some bullshit, ignorant yet genius takes from two bozos with minimal expertise.
Hell yeah. See y'all next time. All love, top to bottom. You already know what it is. Peace.